the invisible life within you, Joel Goldsmith, Contemplative, Sleep Talk Down. Let us begin now, not with effort, not with striving, not with the noise of the world still clinging to the corners of consciousness, but in silence. In the sacred stillness of our being, we turn inward, not as a reaching out, but as a letting in. Be still and know that I am God, said the psalmist. And so we enter this moment not to acquire anything, not to perform, but to be. For the kingdom of God is not attained, it is revealed, and it is revealed in silence. This is not a silence of the mouth alone, nor of the body merely reclining. It is the silence of release, the release of judgment, of identity, of effort, and of memory. You are not your thoughts. You are not the name spoken to you at birth. You are not what the world has told you to be. For before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee, saith the Lord. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. Jeremiah 1-5. And so we return not to sleep, but to sanctity. We return to that knowing, that original awareness of our divine being. Tonight, you are not falling asleep. You are returning home. You are not drifting into unconsciousness. You are awakening into the invisible life that sustains the stars and governs the tides. The life I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, said the Apostle Galatians 2:20. And so I say to you, the life you live, the breath you breathe, is not yours. It is God's. And you are not separate from it. In this moment, we surrender the illusion of separateness. There is no you and God as two. There is only I, the I that is infinite, invisible, indivisible. I and the Father are one. John 10:30. This is not theology. It is truth. It is your reality awaiting recognition. And so, as the breath moves in and the breath moves out, know that you are not the breather, but the one being breathed. The activity is not yours. The strength is not yours. The peace is not something you create or seek. It is something you return to. For peace is the nature of God, and God is your being. Therefore, come out from among them the thoughts of the world, the noise of the day, the worries of the hour, and be ye separate, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. 2 Corinthians 6:17. And in receiving you, I do not make you new. I awaken you to the truth that you were never anything but whole. You were never anything but I am. You are not here to learn how to sleep. You are here to remember who sleeps not, who rests not, but who is always, eternally, the life that knows no weariness and no end. That life is what you are. The body may lie still, the thoughts may slow, but I remain. I remain as presence, as light, as peace. And so let us now pass from the outer to the inner, from form to formlessness, from personality to principle. This is the sacred entrance, not through thought, but through being, not through effort, but through surrender. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. That rest is not on the pillow. It is in the Spirit. It is in knowing that the invisible life within you is God. Now we come to that which has been spoken of through the ages, yet so rarely practiced, not because it is difficult, but because it is too simple for the human mind. We call it practicing the presence. And yet we must understand clearly, we are not practicing something that is absent. We are not invoking a presence that must be brought near. We are becoming consciously aware of that which has never left us. Lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world, saith the Lord. Matthew 28:20. If this be true, and it is, then the presence is not something to achieve, but something to recognize. Practicing the presence is the gentle art of stopping the mind from wandering outward in search of God and allowing it to rest inwardly where God eternally abides. The world has taught us to look up, to look out, to look somewhere else for truth, for help, for peace. But the Master said, neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. And so tonight, we reverse the habit of a lifetime. We turn within, not to think about God, not to form a concept of God, but to be still enough to feel the presence. There is an awareness in you now that is not thinking. There is a knowing that precedes thought. It is that which knows you are here. It is that which knows you are alive. This awareness does not speak in words. It does not reason. It simply is. This is the presence. This is the I that Moses encountered in the desert when the voice spoke out of the burning bush and said, I am that I am. Exodus 3:14. Not I was, not I will be, but I am eternal, present, changeless. As we rest here, we do not direct the breath. We do not manipulate the body. We do not attempt to quiet the mind by force. We simply become aware that there is a presence breathing us, sustaining us, animating us. In him we live and move and have our being. Acts 17:28. That is not poetry. That is fact. You are not living by God. You are living as the life of God, individualized. Let the words fall away now. Even the word God, for the moment, must be released. God is not a word in your thought. God is not a concept in the mind. God is the presence that remains when all words are gone. And yet, there is one word that cannot be released, one word that remains when all others are stripped away. That word is I. You cannot get rid of it. Wherever you go, I is there. Whatever you experience, I is experiencing it. If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. Psalm 139:8. And that thou is not separate from I, they are one. So now, gently, without effort, feel the I that is aware. Not the I that speaks your name, not the I that has a history, but the I that simply is. This I has no age, it has no past, it has no future. It is closer than breathing, nearer than hands and feet. It is the presence that says, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee. Hebrews 13:5. And indeed, how could it leave when it is your very being? Practicing the presence, then, is nothing more than abiding here, remaining here, resting here. When the mind wanders, and it may, do not resist it, do not condemn it. Simply return, as a child returns to its mother's arms, to the awareness of I. Return unto thy rest, O my soul, for the Lord hath dealt bountifully with thee. Psalm 116:7. That rest is not sleep alone. It is the rest of knowing that you are held, governed, sustained by the infinite, invisible. And as this awareness deepens, You may notice that effort dissolves, that concern fades, that the sense of a personal doer grows faint. This is as it should be. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father, which speaketh in you, Matthew 10:20. And likewise, it is not you that live, but the Spirit that lives you. Practicing the presence is allowing that truth to dawn, not dramatically, not emotionally, but quietly, gently, like the coming of morning light. Remain here now, in this conscious awareness of presence. Nothing to do, nothing to fix, nothing to become, only to be. The presence is, and because it is, all is well. Now, beloved, let us go deeper into the truth that frees. Let us consider this. God has given you dominion not as a personal power, not as a human authority, but as the expression of divine I. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. Genesis 1:26. This dominion is not over others. It is not over nations or neighbors or wealth. It is dominion over your own being, dominion over mind and body, thought and flesh, inner and outer. And yet, it is not you that hold this dominion. It is I. I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. Galatians 2:20. Hear that again, not with the ears, but with the soul. The life you are living is not yours. The breath you are breathing is not yours. The intelligence that governs your organs, the vitality that moves your limbs, the power that sustains your days, it is not yours. It is I, and I am not personal. I am not limited. I am the infinite invisible. I am the Father within. I am the light of every man that cometh into the world. John 1-9. This is not theory. This is not philosophy. This is the truth of your being. And in this truth, there is no longer any need to control the mind, to discipline the body, to force the breath. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. If the Lord is your shepherd, if the I that is God governs you, then you rest, you yield, you surrender not to sleep, but to dominion. And in that surrender, the true I emerges. Let us understand this dominion clearly, lest the mind attempt to wield it for its own ends. It is not Joel who governs the body. It is not Mary who quiets the mind. It is not the name, not the person. It is the I behind the name. The I before Abraham was, John 8:58. The I that formed thee in the womb and said, fear not, for I have redeemed thee, I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. Isaiah 43:1. And so now, in this holy moment, I assume dominion. I, the infinite one, the changeless one, the eternal life. I assume dominion not by force, but by being. I govern not with commands, but with presence. I do not wrestle with thoughts. I overshadow them. I do not resist the body. I illumine it. I do not fix or adjust or heal. I reveal. And that revelation becomes the law unto all that concerns me. Therefore, let the mind be still. Let the thoughts do as they will. Let the body rise or fall with the tides of its own illusion. I am the stillness behind the waves. I am the light behind the shadow. I am the cause of all that appears as health, vitality, strength, and peace. And now hear this. Nothing shall enter my consciousness that defileth or maketh a lie. Revelation 21:27. For I am the porter at the gate. I am the watcher at the threshold. And as I assume dominion, all that is false falls away. All that is unlike God dissolves not by struggle, but by light. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8:32. And what is that truth? That I and the Father are one, that I am the law unto every cell of my being, that I am the resurrection and the life, not one day, not after death, but now. This is not mental affirmation. This is divine proclamation. This is I speaking through I. And so you do not need to understand it. You need only to abide, remain here in this awareness of I. Speak it if you must, but not with the lips. Speak it with your being. I am the light. I am the law. I am the peace. I am the truth. And then let the words fade until only the presence remains. And that presence, beloved, is your true self. It is your dominion, not over the world, but over the inner kingdom. For the kingdom of God is within you, and the throne of that kingdom is I am. Now let us turn our gaze inward, not upon the outer body that lies at rest, not upon the flesh that breathes and sighs, but upon the invisible life that animates all form. Let us behold not the body, but that which is not body, yet is the life of the body. The things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. 2 Corinthians 4:18. And so we move now from the temporal into the eternal. This body that you see, that you feel, that rises and falls with the breath, it is not you. It is a form. It is an instrument. It is as a flute through which the wind moves. But the flute is not the music, and the body is not the life. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? 1 Corinthians 3:16. Yes, this body is temple, but the presence within is the true inhabitant. Do not despise the body, do not deny it, but neither must you be deceived by it. It is not life, it is not mind, it is not cause, it is effect, temporary, changing, without power of its own. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing, John 6:63. This is not said to condemn the body, but to liberate you from your identification with it. And now, let us take this realization deeper. Begin, if you will, by noticing the body at rest. Observe it gently, without judgment. Say within yourself, this is not I. This is the garment I wear. I am the life within. I am the light that moves it. As you do, you will feel the body loosen its hold. Its demands grow quieter. Its sensations fade into silence. Why? Because it has found its lawgiver. It has remembered its source. The organs of the body do not function by their own will. The heart beats not of itself. The lungs draw breath not of themselves. There is a law behind them, a rhythm, a divine intelligence, and that law is I. I am the life of my organs and functions, you may say. And in truth, it is so. Not as Joel, not as Mary, but as the I that is God. I am the law unto my liver. I am the life of my lungs. I am the substance of my bones. I am the intelligence of my cells. You are not watching the body heal. You are not commanding it to align. You are dissolving the illusion that it ever had a will or power of its own. You are remembering that all form is the visible expression of the invisible, and the invisible is I. The same I that said Let there be light, and there was light, is the I within you now. If the body appears as weary, I am its rest. If the body appears as ill, I am its health. If the body appears as decaying, I am its life everlasting. But even then, I am not the body. I am not the breath. I am not the heartbeat. I am the invisible life that sustains all these things without effort, without fear, without fluctuation. Before Abraham was, I am. John 8:58. Long before this body formed, I was. Long after it dissolves, I remain. And now we let that truth do its quiet work. No effort is needed. No mental affirmations, no concentration, just acknowledgement. Just the gentle awareness that the body has never been power, has never been mind, has never been self. It is an instrument, and I am the music. Let every thought of physical limitation now dissolve. Let every belief in aging, in disease, in separation from life, melt into the light of I, not by force, not by will, but by the dawning of spiritual awareness. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. Isaiah 60:1. This is not metaphor, it is reality. The body is not who you are. It is the shadow of who you are. The life that you are is formless, deathless, timeless, and indivisible. And now, in this silence, let the illusion of form fall away, and let the invisible life be seen not with eyes, but with awareness. You are the presence, and the presence is all there is. Let us now behold the truth that is too vast for the personal mind, yet simple enough for the soul to rest in. There is not a separate I in you and a separate I in me. There are not many minds, many lives, many beings. There is only one I, expressing itself in infinite form and function, yet always remaining indivisible. One God and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all. Ephesians 4-6. You see, the I that I am is the I that you are. Not two I's in harmony, but one I in expression. Not you and me walking together, but the one walking as two. And so, when you look into the face of another, do not see a separate life. See only the one. The same I that beats your heart breathes through theirs. The same I that governs your form sustains the sparrow and the stone. The world is filled with separation, filled with duality. But that world is not the kingdom. That world is the projection of the personal mind, the belief in opposites, good and evil, mine and thine, self and other. But in truth, there are no opposites in God. A house divided against itself shall not stand. Mark 3:25. And the kingdom of God is not divided. It is one. And so I say to you, I am the self of your neighbor. I am the self of your enemy. I am the self of the tree, of the sky, of the sea. Inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Matthew 25-40. For the I that you are is the I that they are. There is no other. There is no second. Think now, if I be the self of all that is, what need have I to protect, to compete, to take? My supply is your supply. Your peace is my peace. Your joy is mine, for there is no separation between us. We are not connected. We are not even united. We are one. I am thou. Thou art I. I in the Father. and ye in me, and I in you. John 14:20. You see, this is the end of all quarrel. This is the healing of all conflict. When I know that I am yourself, how can I take from you? How can I hurt you? To harm you would be to harm my own being. And so the sword falls. The battle ends. Put up again thy sword into his place. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Matthew 26-52. But those who live by the eye, by the gentle eye that knows itself in all, shall never perish. This is the beginning of peace on earth, not through treaties or laws, but through realization. When you know that I am yourself, when you see yourself in the face of the stranger and the bird and the beast, then you have entered the kingdom. Then there is no more giving and receiving, for there is no other. All action becomes an unfolding of the one life unto itself. And so we rest here, not in doctrine, not in effort, but in the simple truth. There is only one I, and that I am. That I is God. That I is love. That I is the very substance and life of this universe. For of him, and through him, and to him are all things, to whom be glory forever. Amen. Romans 11:36. Let the personal sense now be dissolved. Let the belief in separation fall away like a garment no longer needed. And let the self that you are, unbound, unconditioned, unchanging, shine forth in quiet majesty. This is the universal I. It is the only I. It is the I that was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. Let us now rest in one of the most liberating realizations ever given to the spiritual seeker. There is no power in the universe, no good power, no evil power. There is only being. And being, beloved, is not force. Being is not opposition. Being is not power over. It is simply is. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. You do not wrestle with God. You recognize God, and in that recognition, the illusion of power fades into light. What is power, after all? Is it not always in relation to something? Something to be overcome? Something to be changed? Something to be controlled? But where there is oneness, there can be no opposition, and therefore no need for power. There is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. Isaiah 45:6. And if there is none else, then what could God act against? Against whom? Against what? And so we see even the idea of divine power can become a false idol if it assumes an enemy, if it assumes something to dominate, to heal, to fix. But I say unto you, God is not healing disease. God is not overcoming error. God is not setting things right. God is, and in the light of God's isness, disease and error are seen as the illusions they always were. This is why Jesus did not fight the storm. He spoke peace to it. He did not resist evil. He revealed its nothingness. Resist not evil, Matthew 5:39. He taught, for evil is not something to fight. It is a shadow that disappears in the presence of light. And that light is I. I am the light of the world, John 8:12. Not as a person, but as the infinite presence that knows no opposite. Now rest with that, and you will see how all fear dissolves. Fear arises only in a world of powers, powers of sickness, of lack, of aging, of violence. But when you know that no such powers exist, fear has no foundation. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, 1 John 4:18. And what is perfect love? if not the recognition that there is no second presence, no second self, no second law? Do you see now you do not have to gain anything? You do not have to overcome anything. The spiritual path is not a battle. It is the recognition of what is already true. And what is true? That there is only God, only life, only I, and that I never act upon another, because there is no other. I simply am, and in my being all is fulfilled. I am that I am, Exodus 3:14. That is not a statement of power. That is a statement of identity. That is a declaration of presence. And when you dwell in that I, when you cease grasping, fixing, fearing, striving, then you will know peace, not as the world gives, but as God gives. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you, John 14:27. There is no power. There is only being. There is no conflict. There is only light. There is no other. There is only I. And this I is your name, your breath, your life, and your peace. Rest in it now. Let it carry you. Now we come to that sacred moment when thought fades and the word that is not spoken becomes known. We return not to a memory, not to a place, but to the womb of silence where God is. Not the God of theology, not the God of ritual, but the God who was before time and remains after the last breath. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1. And that word, beloved, is not a syllable. It is stillness. The silence we speak of now is not the absence of sound. It is not the muting of the lips. It is the cessation of seeking, the end of striving. It is the place where the soul, weary of thought, lays its head upon the breast of being and rests. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. Psalm 23:2-3. This stillness is not earned. It is remembered. It is always here. But the noise of self must be quieted before it can be heard. And so we return, not by going back, but by going in. Inward to the secret place of the Most High, where thoughts no longer clamor for dominion, where the personal will bows and says, not my will, but thine be done. Luke 22:42. In this inner sanctuary, no word is needed, for I and the Father are one. And where there is oneness, there is no dialogue, only communion. You are not required to meditate now. You are not asked to affirm. You are not to think a holy thought or form a holy image. You are to surrender, to release the reins, to fall back not into unconsciousness, but into awareness, into that presence that never leaves you, yet is only known when you let go of trying to know. This is not sleep. This is not trance. This is the pure silence of being, where nothing is asked and nothing is given, because all is already fulfilled. Before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. Isaiah 65:24. This is the womb of silence, where prayer is not made, but realized. Let go now, gently. If the mind moves, let it move. If the body stirs, let it stir. You are no longer the actor. You are not the breath. You are not the watcher of thought. You are the eye that simply is. And this eye does not speak, it shines. This eye does not strive, it is. And in this sacred silence, you will discover that you have never been separate. The illusion that brought fear, that brought loneliness, that brought death, it is gone, not by battle, but by being seen for what it was. And the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory. Isaiah 60-19. Now let the silence speak. Let it reveal what cannot be taught. Let it carry you not away from yourself, but deeper into yourself. And there you will find the very life of God resting where it has always been, at the center of your being. You are home now. Remain here, beloved, even as your body now lies still. Even as the world begins to fade into quiet, there is something within you that does not sleep. There is a presence that watches, that remains, that is never touched by waking or dreaming or dying. This is the I that never sleeps, the eternal I that was before the body, that abides during the sleep of the body, and that lives when the body is no more. You are not the one who sleeps. You are not the one who dreams. You are not the thoughts that fade into the shadows of night. You are the awareness of them all, the light behind them, the witness that was never born and shall never die. He that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep, Psalm 121-4. And if he be in you, if God is the life of you, then you, the real you, do not sleep. The body sleeps, the mind dreams, but the I of you, the divine I, remains as pure awareness. It is not disturbed by the dreams of night, nor exalted by the events of day. It is constant, still, unchanging. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever. Hebrews 13-8. Not the man of Galilee, but the Christ, the I, the eternal presence that speaks still within you and says, I am with you always. And so now you may watch the body as it softens, you may observe the breath as it becomes quieter, and you may witness the mind as it releases its hold, but you are not these things. You are the one to whom they occur. You are the observer, not distant, but divine. And this awareness, this I, is not in the body. The body is in it. Think not that you are drifting into unconsciousness. Rather, let it be said that you are resting into yourself. You are returning to the awareness that never sleeps, never stumbles, never fails. I laid me down and slept. I awaked, for the Lord sustained me. Psalm 3-5. Even in sleep, even in the absence of personal will or thought, there is I eternal, indwelling, sustaining. It is not that you must protect your body through the night. You do not need to guard your breath or preserve your heart. The I that formed you in the womb, the I that has led you through every moment until now, is the I that breathes you even now without your effort. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh, but in vain. Psalm 127-1. And so we let go. We do not watch. We are watched over. And this is the mystery made known to the awakened soul, that rest does not come from unconsciousness. True rest comes from knowing that I never sleep, that even as the form dissolves into night, the light remains, untouched, watching, loving, sustaining. You are not at risk. You are not in the care of matter. You are held in the bosom of the infinite. Underneath are the everlasting arms. Deuteronomy 33-27. Rest now, not as a body falling into sleep, but as the self abiding in peace. For the I that you are will never leave you. It cannot depart, because it is you. And even in the dreamless silence of night, you remain the awareness, the light, the life, always present, always whole, always one. And now, beloved, in the quiet of this holy stillness, we come to the sacred affirmation, not spoken to convince, not repeated to persuade, but declared as eternal truth, not truth to become, not truth to reach, but truth that already is. Let these words rise now, not from the mind, but from the depths of the I that speaks them. I am that I am. Not the words of a man, but the voice of the eternal. Not the echo of a doctrine, but the living breath of God. I am that I am. Exodus 3:14, this is my name forever, saith the Lord. And this I am is the truth of your being. You are not becoming divine. You are not walking toward wholeness. You are I am, and I am is wholeness itself. I am the life, not a life, not this life, not my life, the life. I am the resurrection and the life. John 11:25. This is the life that cannot die, that cannot wither, that cannot be harmed, the life that was never born and shall never end, the life that formed your body in silence and sustains it even now without your thought or command. I am the light, not a light that shines upon you, but the light that shines as you. Ye are the light of the world. Matthew 5:14, said the Master, not as a figure of speech, but as a truth revealed. And this light has no darkness in it. It is eternal. It is pure. It is yours not to possess, but to be. I am the resurrection. And so all things that appear to fade, strength, memory, peace, purpose, all these shall rise again in the awareness of I. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. John 3-6. And I am spirit. I am the source and the renewal. The former things may pass away, but I remain. And now let each of these words become your breath, not spoken, but lived. Let the silence between them hold more than the words themselves. Let the I that affirms them be the only identity you carry. I am that I am. I am the life. I am the light. I am the resurrection. I am the peace. I am the stillness. I am the presence. And this presence, beloved, is who you are, not for tonight alone, not in meditation alone, but eternally, invisibly, changelessly. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever. Hebrews 13:8. And this Christ is the I in the midst of you. Remain now in this I. Let it breathe you. Let it carry you. Let it speak through the silence. For this I needs no voice. It is the voice. Now, in this holy stillness, as the outer senses withdraw and the world fades gently from view, there is nothing left but one. And this one is not a being among other beings. This one is being itself. This one is not a person, not a power, not an idea. It is I. It is the one life, the one self, the one presence. And in this presence, you rest. There is nothing more to say, nothing more to do. All demonstration, all striving, all trying, all searching ceases. Why? Because there is no you to do these things. There is only I. And I have gone before you to prepare the way. Before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. Isaiah 65:24. You are not seeking me, I am already here. You are not climbing to me. I am where you are. Rest now in the one, and you will find that there is no burden. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Not rest for the body alone, but rest for the soul. Rest from the endless belief in a separate self who must fix, control, solve, protect. There is no such self. There is only I. The mind may still whisper. The world may still offer images and dreams. But you are not in the world. You are in the one. Ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God. Colossians 3:3. You are not the thought. You are not the dream. You are not the body. You are the awareness in which these pass like shadows on water, and the water is still. The stillness is your reality. You are not entering into peace. You are the peace. You are not seeking the presence. You are the presence. You are not holding to God. God is holding you. Underneath are the everlasting arms, Deuteronomy 33-27. They have never let you go. Not for one breath, not for one moment, even when you believed yourself lost, alone, afraid, you were still being carried. And now, as all things become quiet, as breath slows, as thoughts thin, you will find yourself resting in the one. This is not sleep. This is not escape. This is the return to reality, the reality that was never absent, never hidden, never withheld. It is the I that says, I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Joshua 1-5. Do not reach for it. Do not name it. Do not ask it to speak. It is already here. And in the silence, it shall reveal itself, not in language, not in thought, but in still awareness. You will feel it as peace that does not come or go. You will know it as love that does not begin or end. You will be it as you always have been. Rest in the one, be still and let the I be I. And when the night is over, when the sun rises and the body returns to motion, know this: nothing has changed. You are still what you were in the silence. You are still what you were before the world was. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever. Hebrews 13-8. And that Christ, that I, is you. And so we end this not with a closing, but with a continuation. The silence that holds you now shall go with you. The peace that fills you now shall lead you. And the I that you are shall never sleep, shall never cease, shall never be apart from God. For God is I, and I am that. We have spoken, but now even these words must fall away. We have affirmed the truth. We have remembered the I that never sleeps, the light that never fades, the life that is not in the body but is the body's cause. We have traveled the invisible path, not outwardly, but inward, past the noise of the senses, past the beliefs of the world, into the center of being. And now we remain. No more affirmations now, no more explanations, no more instruction, only awareness. Let this final moment be not the end of a meditation, but the beginning of a life lived from silence, from the word that speaks without sound, from the life that acts without movement, from the self that is without effort. And if you must have a word, let it be this: I am. Repeat it only if it arises from the heart, not from the mind, not from will, but from the stillness within. And if no word arises, let silence speak. For in that silence, all that God is present. You may find yourself drifting now, not away from the I, but deeper into it. Let that be. You are not falling asleep. You are falling into God. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. Psalm 4-8. There is no separation. There is no second. There is only I. And that I, beloved, is what you are. Remain here, in stillness, in presence, in peace, in God.